What's up Stitches? My name is Michael and welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. And welcome to my first ever project vlog. I decided that I wanted to document my projects a bit more because then it kind of shows me more tangible results of what I've made throughout the year, and some people have said that they want to see it, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you like this type of video and you want to see more of my project vlogs, then do give me a like, that lets me know that you like these type of videos, and put in the comments below if you have any specific projects that you would love to see me knit. Also subscribe because then you don't miss any of my uploads, especially if you click that notification bell. As you can see from the title, this project vlog is going to be the Ripple Buttshorts designed by Jessie Maed Designs on Instagram. I decided to knit the butt shorts because I have knit them before in a worsted weight yarn, but this time I had some DK yarn that I kind of wanted to use up, and I kind of wanted some comfy lounge bow shorts. So I decided to do that. For those of you who don't know Jessie's work, she does a lot of beautiful little designs. I have knit the butt shorts, the summer secret crop, I've got the pattern for the little secret crop, and I've also knit the ripple bralette, so very, very big fan of her work. Jessie is a very inclusive designer, both size inclusive and price inclusive. She has a tiered system on all of her patterns, so if you can afford to pay more, then you can. If you can't afford to pay more, then there's an option to pay less. So it's very useful for people who may have financial hardships and can't afford as much as other people, which I love. The yarn that I decided to use for this project is the leftover yarn that I have from my Ariana Grande dress. It has another name, but I'm not going to be revealing that to you guys as of yet. You need to check out my Instagram if you want to do that. Before I get into talking more about the design, one thing I do want to say about all of Jessie's patterns is they are so informative. You get so much for what you pay for. You get a lot of descriptions, disclaimers, different modification options, and just everything that she does is very well explained, so you have everything you need to make the pattern in this one project. Whereas I've found in other patterns I've had to kind of go on YouTube to work out how to do different techniques that I haven't seen before. All of Jessie's patterns are very well explained. So for this description, I love this description that Jessie's put. So she said, ribbed for your pleasure, a sweet and fun coordinate for your favourite ripple bra or top, because every butt is a good butt and a good butt deserves ripples too. Love it. The sizes range from extra small to 5X, and so that's range from like 23 to 24 inch waist to a 49 to 50 inch waist. And there's a negative ease of 4 inches, and obviously the 3x3 rib that is used in the Ripple butt shorts are very stretchy, so the negative ease just hugs all of the curves of your butt. So the materials that you need for the Ripple butt shorts are DK or worsted weight yarn. As I mentioned, I already knit a pair of butt shorts in a worsted weight, so now I'm trying DK yarn. Circular needles, stitch markers, scrap yarn or stitch holders, removable stitch markers, additional circular needle for fold over waistband, an optional crochet hook if you use crochet, provisional cast on, and darning needle. I have all of those things. The suggested needles are 4mm circular needles. I tend to have a longer cable and tend to use the magic loop method. Now the gauge, I did gauge swatch. I was terrible the first time I did it and I didn't gauge swatch, but it's fine because it all worked out. But I thought this time, for the purposes of this video, I will gauge swatch. So the gauge swatch that you need to achieve is 16 stitches for 29 rows in 4x4 inch square in 3x3 ribbing. And I achieved that. How exciting. Based on my measurements, I'll be knitting a size large, and based on that, the recommended yardage is 400 to 500 yards. I have about 800 yards of the leftover Caron Simply Soft yarn in blackberry, so that's no worries there. I've got enough to complete the project and then some. The techniques needed for this pattern are knitting in the round, provisional cast on, I-cord, German short rows, increasing, decreasing, holding stitches, reading, knit and purl stitches. So pretty standard. I wouldn't be surprised if it is intermediate because you do have the provisional cast on and the 3 needle knitting and all of that crazy stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised, but it is pretty simple, I find. So the construction of this garment is, the piece is worked from the top down, beginning with a provisional cast on for a folded waistband. Short rows are worked to increase the area of the seat, increases are worked at the front and the back. Legs are separated, stitches are cast on for the crotch for each leg, stitches are picked up from the crotch for the first leg when knitting the second leg to join. So that's what we're going to be doing. For my project, I think I am going to add a couple of modifications. They're not too major, just because I know how my previous butt shorts were and now I kind of want different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the top part a bit longer so it's a bit more high-waisted on me. And I'm going to make the legs slightly longer than before, so they're still nice and comfortable but a bit longer, so they're more appropriate for me to sleep in. So now I'm going to show you a little montage of me constructing the garment. If you want to skip on to the end of the video where I talk more about how I found the experience and different problems I faced, then skip to the time on screen now. Otherwise, enjoy the montage. So here we have it, the final Ripple butt shorts. They do look a tad crazy. I still need to weave in the ends on the I-cord and block it. It looks a bit crazy when it's unblocked, but I'll insert some clips here so that you can see how it actually looks once it's blocked and on. It looks a lot better than this, and it's really not as high-rise as it looks. So I haven't figured out any parameters on how I'm going to rate each of the knitwear patterns that I do, but I'm gonna do a 5 out of 5 star review, and then I'll explain it a little bit. This pattern is definitely 5 stars because it was quick to knit. I knit it in just under a week, and that was not consistent knitting. It took me about 19 hours to make, which really isn't that much when you consider that the Harry Styles cardigan took me about 44 hours to make. So 19 hours for these lovely pair of shorts that I'm going to be wearing all the time. One thing I will observe from knitting it in DK is there seems to be more holes when it comes to the increases. There's a bit, the yarn is obviously thinner, so the increases are slightly more obvious. Maybe that's in the way that I'm increasing, maybe that's an issue that I need to deal with, but that's one thing that I've observed. The construction is a lot better than my first pair because I am a bit more practiced at the crotch seam isn't as obvious as it is on my green pair in worsted weight. I very much like the waistband. That's something that really attracted me to this pattern. The short rows look great. I still need to weave everything in, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Generally, I would agree that it's probably more of an intermediate project, just because it does have quite a few techniques that may take a while to get to grips with, because it has the short rows, the provisional cast on, the I-cord, increasing, decreasing, picking up stitches, adding stitches, that sort of thing. So I would say this is more intermediate than beginner friendly. However, I would say this is a very beginner to intermediate. Like, it works up very quickly. It's very, like I said before, Jessie in her patterns explain things incredibly well, so you're not left confused at any point whilst you're knitting these shorts. Again, this was really fun to knit. It's nice to have the 3x3 ribbing because it's very stretchy, and you know, you're not left bored doing loads of stockinette stitch. There's always something interesting to do. There's, you know, if you're not increasing, then you're doing the legs. You know, it's always something to keep your mind occupied, but it's not too difficult that you can't watch some TV or listen to an audiobook whilst doing it. And in regards to true to size, I definitely agree with Jessie. As you can see, it stretches so much. Like, that'll fit so many people, even if you feel like you may have an irregular size or you feel like your hips may be wider. The 3x3 rib is a very accommodating kind of stitch pattern, and it will stretch to fit any butt. So to bind off the legs, I decided that I wanted to use Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast off, because I have some pretty big thighs, thick thigh club over here, so I needed some of that extra stretch, which you definitely get with Jenny's special bind off. I did show you in my how to cast off video how to do that bind off method, so if you're interested, go check that out. But yeah, no issues there when it comes to stretch. So as you may be able to tell, I'm wearing my Harry Styles cardigan. I am always wearing the cardigan, and now here in the UK the weather has turned a bit more wintry. So it is a bit colder, so I can get away with wearing this all the time, which I have been doing. I'm wearing it all the time. It's very comfortable. If you haven't watched the videos of me constructing this, then do go check them out. They were a lot of fun to make, and I already spoiled in this video, but I did not knit it in 36 hours. But I still knit it, and I kind of made some modifications, so it's more balloon sleeves. And yeah, generally I'm really happy with the finished project, and if you guys are working on it, let me know how it's going. I've got a few ideas for what my next project vlog is going to be. I think I'm going to do a podcast episode next week to talk about what I'm working on, what I finished. Obviously going to talk more about this cardigan. So if you've got any ideas of what you want me to knit, leave them down in the comments below. If you did like this video, give this one a thumbs up because that lets me know that you guys like seeing this sort of video. And subscribe to keep updated with all the content and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. As I alluded to earlier in the video, I am constantly on my Instagram at @SmirkleGoesKnitting, and the Ariana Grande dress, which has a different name now, I will be looking for testers within the coming weeks. I've almost finished grading the pattern, and I know I've said that before, but this time I'm actually serious. Like, I just have some formatting issues and like a couple of yarn calculations to do, and then I'm done. So if you're interested in test knitting that dress, then do head on over to my Instagram. That's where I'll be putting the call for testers. Thank you for coming on this journey of making these beautiful shorts. I am now going to go block them and live in them for the rest of my life. The colours don't really go with my Harry Styles cardigan, but we'll make it work. Thank you for watching my video. I hope to hang out with you guys next week. Stay wholesome and happy knitting.